Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, that little samurai game.
Yeah.
That no one played
The
or heard. Your T-shirt.
Kurasaw. Oh, yeah.
I just noticed the T-shirt.
It's the damaged one. It's the one that was suffered in the dryer. So this was all nice shiny gold. Now it's kind of tarnished green, but I've just got to embrace that. Let's go with it. It's patina, shall we say?
This is probably the only time that I can do this. You won't see it from your camera, but I have the Ghost of Tsushima collectible right there because I had to put the CD, but it was inside on the PlayStation to install the game because
The
I
collector's
noticed.
edition one.
Yeah. So I had to open the box and do all the things. So it's on the background, but I'm covering it with my shirt.
I can see the corner of it actually. But yeah, Tsushima is 3 years old. So I know you mentioned doing it last week, but we didn't do it because we had something else on. But you just wanted to tell everybody how much you like Ghost of Tsushima.
Where did time go?
Yeah.
Did you finish this one, by the way?
I finished it twice because I did it on the normal one and the director's. I know that's unusual for me. I love Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
I haven't, however, finished Iki Island, the extra region.
I
that's
have
in
to
Director's.
say that I was a bit disappointed by that storyline. Like the add-ons were really cool. Being able to unlock the Legends armor in the single player game, that's really cool. But I was disappointed by the storyline. You really don't need to finish. I don't see it being addressed in a.
I feel like I should, but yeah, I think actually by that point, because I'd spent so long, obviously with the original game, and then Legends, that's kind of a little bit done with the. It's actually what it was is the gameplay coming out of Legends is a bit different.
Yeah.
Coming back into the main game, and I played it on what's the hardest mode called? Like
hard mode.
But it's basically the one where they can kill you in one hit, but you can also kill them in one hit, or a couple anyway. And once you get in the mode of that, I found it much, much better because I thought by the standard difficulty, the game's a little bit slashy.
Yeah.
The katana shouldn't be.
I feel that with the Jedi games. Like a lightsaber should.
Yeah, it should just cut through. Yeah, exactly. And when you play on the hardest difficulty, it makes it a bit more tense. Yeah, I think it is lethal. Yeah, it's more tense, and the standoffs, everything feels like a standoff, doesn't it? Because you don't just dash in, and when you then get your ghost powers, and you suddenly you feel really powerful. Then when you can go on a bit of a rampage with the ghost. So, but if you come out of that, you're not used to it anymore, and the online mode's totally different. You come back to that, and it's like, oh my god, I can't do it.
Yeah, and there are some pretty rough challenges in the normal difficulty on the Iki Island already. So I can imagine that I never play games on the hardest mode. Never.
I don't often. And I used to do occasionally for trophies, like Uncharted, for example. I did Uncharted on Crushing. I think that was like my first platinum trophy. It's like determined to get it. Did you ever play Spec Ops: The Line?
No, but I heard
really good.
Yeah.
But the hardest mode on that is called Fubar, and I gave up. I got so far into it, and there was a certain bit that I can't beat this.
The problem with the higher difficulties to me is that usually it's just a case of the enemies being bullet sponges, or attack sponges, and hitting you really, really hard. One that I really like is the Jedi games, where they give you the time window to dodge or deflect is smaller.
Yeah.
Like they make the attack patterns a little bit different in the hardest difficulty. Supposedly in Final Fantasy 16, the hardest difficulty is like you get more supporting enemies, like enemies that are healing the main bad guy that you're fighting. I don't know how I feel about that, but the one on Ghost of Tsushima seems cool. I might try it. I like that. On Devil May Cry, there is Heaven or Hell mode, where one hit will kill you and one hit will kill everything. But the bosses,
it ups the stakes a lot, and you will get annihilated to start with because you're just not up to speed with it. And then you once you train yourself that a little bit more. It was my preferred way to play it, and not because I was trying to show off, I can do it on the hardest one. I felt like it was the way it should be. Yeah. Like with that weapon, it felt right.
I really like what you said about everything feeling like a showdown.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
It adds the tension.
Yeah.
Because that's what the whole game was about. It was like this, like the Kurasaw cinema, the old samurai films, and you want that sense of tension and stuff. Weird thing. This came up today actually on Twitter. Someone was mentioning about the Kurasaw Mode filter in Ghost of Tsushima, because you can play the game. So for anyone who's not seen it, what it does, you can change mode and it puts it all in black and white and adds film grain over it.
I never used it.
You never played it in that, but there's two things. One, that filter isn't in the photo mode, as we'll see in a bit. And two, if you play in that, I'm 99% sure that you're stuck in that. Like you then enter the photo mode and you don't have any other. You can't go back to color, for example. Oof. Yeah. So it was a bit weird, and I never understood why they had the filter there to play, but not for the photo mode. They had a black and white one, but not the Kurasaw mode. Strange.
Does the Kurasaw one add film grain? I know it adds
quite a lot of film grain.
Okay, but there is no film grain on the
photo mode.
On the photo mode, that's also weird. Yeah. Like I know it also adds more wind, and the game is and the game itself is already pretty windy. Yeah. So no, I never tried it. I never try like rendering modes like the ones in the Naughty Dog games.
Yeah.
You can play everything. I never tried them, and it's not because I don't want it. Is to do it. It's because I want to experience the game, like what it is on the first playthrough, and by the time that I end the games, especially since I found photo modes. It's like I'm burned out of that game. I don't want to see it.
They're definitely made for the Naughty Dog ones, especially. Is all about replay value, and it's like flip the world. What's that all about? I used to do that on Mario Kart or something.
That one might be interesting. Doing like a new playthrough in the hardest difficulty mirrored. It's like you don't know the things, because I tried for a little bit the one that they added after on The Last of Us Part 2, where when you die it deletes the save. And I got very far because I knew the placement of the enemies. It's like and that mirroring thing might help, but I think we are getting off course a lot on this episode.
So Tsushima, great game, really wonderful game, and I think it came out in 2020. I can't remember what time of year was it.
It was July, because
why have I just said that? Oh my god, literally, I'm editing that bit out. I forgot that we were doing it as an anniversary. I'm editing that bit out.
It was the.
Do you know what's confused me? Is because of the director's cut. Was it August? I think that's what was throwing me off. I knew I'd seen some other anyway. Right, senior moment. Yeah, but great game. But also, I think still one of the best photo mods that we've seen.
Yeah, and it still blows my mind that they showcased this photo mode on the state of play. Before the game release, they did a state of play, and they showed most of the features on the novel features on the state of play, and no game did that
isn't
after.
Happening, I know. Yeah. I mean, big credit to Sucker Punch, really, because even before that, they were the first photo mode on PS4, I think, with Infamous Second
I think
Son.
so.
So they're well kind of ahead of the game, really, in both cases. But yeah, it's nice to see them championing it, or that they did champion it.
Even after the release, until this day, they on socials they reshare photos. Not many community accounts share photos from old games for that long, for 3 years. Then you have at the time a lot of articles about the photo mode, a lot of articles on how to get those photos. And I remember seeing, is it Jason Cornell, the guy from the art? He did he talked a lot about the photo modes and what he likes to see people share and stuff like that. It's a studio that clearly like embraces the photo mode. It's not just something that they put out there and it's done. They know it's a powerful tool.
They've got a passion for photography and cinematography, which the game itself is kind of all about that anyway. But it just shows through, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It persists. Yeah. Do you want to show some of it now?
Yeah.
You switch over. I was going to say as well, the photo mode received a few updates along the way as well, because there was things like being able to hide weapons and be able to, because originally you couldn't hold the bow in the photo mode because it was a clash of the buttons. I seem to remember. So when you held the bow, you had to release that to open the photo mode, and it had gone. There wasn't like you could very quickly time something and get the bow kind of in your hand.
Yeah, I remember. Was that part of the director's cut or an update?
I think it might have been with Legends, because when Legends came out, the photo mode got an update then, and added some extra. I think it was just listed as like extra features or whatever.
I'm having a problem. I'm having a problem. Sorry.
You are?
Yeah, I'm having a problem.
A problem?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
You're seeing this, right?
Yes.
So when did they add the thing on Legends? I know. I messed up. Sorry.
I'm going to assume that it's working.
It is working.
Yeah, we'll see. I think that update came with when they added Legends, which was a few months after launch, because they updated the photo mode then.
And that came out of nowhere. The Legends.
It really did, didn't it? Yeah. And by the way, let's just say it's still quite unique, not unique, quite unusual, in that that's a multiplayer game element which fully supports the photo mode.
Yeah, and doesn't have microtransactions at all.
No. Okay, unrelated to the topic.
No, I think it's super related to the topic, because what you want from the photo mode is to, let's give an example. Avengers, you really want to take photos from the Iron Man suit. You can't. You have to pay for that.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
if you've not got all the cosmetics.
I think microtransactions, like being only cosmetic, doesn't affect most people, but really affects virtual photographers.
Yeah, fair point.
So the photo mode.
The photo mode.
Flowers.
Are they flowers?
Are they?
It's pampas grass, I think is what that is.
Is that what it's called? Okay.
I think so, yes.
Okay, so I was telling you before we started screening that using a photo mode when you haven't used that photo mode for a while is really weird. But
It is.
I also don't remember how to use the game.
Well, ignore the game, because
Okay.
that might take even longer. Whereabouts are you there?
Okay.
So you've gone with the smoke bomb straight away.
It's my go-to.
Yeah.
I always loved that. But okay, first of all, what you have is a really, like, for the time, like
quite a good camera range.
Yeah.
And there's the additional glitch, which I think still works.
It still works. I was testing it before. Okay, let's do it. So the camera glitch thing, you have. I love this about the photo mode. There are other games that do this. When you leave photo mode, if you don't move, you can.
Yes, that's what I was going to say before. That was one of the other things that was added, actually, because originally it didn't do that.
Save the settings?
Yeah.
Okay,
it used to reset them all.
Okay, so let's just put a filter just to comprove this. The filter is still there, even though I opened. So the way the glitch works to get a free camera on this game, you have to leave the photo mode, go in, push the camera a bit back.
But first, you've got to set the camera to the furthest distance the first time. You've got to hit the bump on the camera.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it again. Okay?
Yeah.
It's max distance. Leave, press again. You every time that you enter into the photo mode, you have to push the camera back.
So just quickly leave and rejoin.
Yeah.
Do you lose any animation frames?
I do. That's why I had to do the bomb again.
Yeah.
Because you have to be really fast to not lose them. But eventually, what will happen is you will get this.
Yeah.
And it will break the range, and you can do it like.
There it goes. It goes really far. Yeah.
Ever.
I think you end up where you can't get back without doing the glitch to get back, don't it?
No, you.
I thought it got stuck outside the sphere event. There you go.
Yeah, I can't go closer. Now,
so you got to.
If I want to go closer, I have to do the glitch all over again, which is fine, I guess. Okay, so
but even without that, it's still a pretty good range, actually.
It is. Another thing that you won't be able to hear while doing this, but the music.
Yeah, do you know what? It was the first thing I always did. I used to enter photo mode and I pressed up to go down to the bottom. I think it was up twice, set a soundtrack, and then work on the picture.
It was only up twice after the DLC where they added more things to the photo mode with the hallucination thing.
Oh, yeah, that's at the bottom.
The wobbly, and I used it maybe once.
It's a very specific additional thing. That doesn't often work. But I like having the music on. It also is ideal for a photo mode like this because it's got the animated environments. So if you're wanting, a short sequence.
Go.
And we're not really going in any order here. Nice. So the wind that you mentioned earlier is like a really important part of
the photo mode.
Well, of everything, of the game even, because it leads you to objectives in the game. But so it's so important in the photo mode. Have you got a cape?
I do.
But the wind, you can change the wind direction if I remember right.
Yeah, so this is max speed wind.
Yeah.
And the wind direction you can move, and you can, as you can see,
everything responds to it.
Yeah.
Do you know one thing I used to use it for? It's, let's say there was a piece of grass in the way. Like
take it off.
Change the wind direction, blow it to the side, and then freeze the animation again. The grass is out of the way.
So, particles. I love this. Is there any game that lets you add particles? Like, I know there are games that let you start the animation. Ratchet and Clank and stuff like that. But I can't remember any that lets you add specific...
I want to say there is, but I can't name it. Yeah. Maybe certainly not as many as these. And they're really in keeping because the majority of them are leaves.
The amount on max
it's too many. Yeah.
Oh, but one that is really creepy is the birds.
The birds are never really used. One thing with the max leaves and stuff, they actually build up on the floor. So one thing you can do is set it to max, sort of make a carpet of the red leaves, and then turn it down to a lower level just to get the ones that you want in the air.
Yeah, as long as you don't turn them off, they will stay there.
Disappear. Yeah.
I wonder how many it will take to make them disappear.
There is a limit. They do start,
but
footprints and that.
Like you said, we can now.
Yeah, is that just the moon? Because one thing the Tsushima Photomode lacks is any sort of artificial lighting, but the in-game lighting is so good.
I think that's the moon. It's
a bit bright for the moon, but
can I hide?
You can change the time of day, can't you? So the moon will move.
Oh yeah, that's good shout. No, it's not. It's not the.
Does the moon move across the sky though? I'm not sure it does.
It does.
Does it?
It doesn't. Yeah. What?
Same.
I was. Oh, it's.
It does in Horizon.
It's Horizon, yeah.
It's just a fixed sort of drawing of a moon, I think. But I mean, there's so much to like about this photo mode. Even the UI, which is probably the only one I can think of that's this exact style. The infamous one was kind of similar in it was this sort of vertical stack of features, but they weren't presented in the same way as this. I don't know if you remember, but when it originally launched, you see they've all got like a visual icon to tell you what to represent what each section does. Some of them didn't have one yet; they had just placeholders, like a generic.
Really?
Yeah, there was about 3 or 4 of them just had a generic symbol, and again that got updated later on.
See, they gave, and this is me just testing the particles, and okay, they are not fully rendered like most of the world, but still, you can get some really cool effects. Like
so this shot has come about by being nighttime and chucking the smoke bomb and introducing particles, and the rest of the game and the character doesn't even really matter at this point.
Yeah,
it's just letting you play around.
Yeah, I saw the puzzle below it and thought, oh, it might look cool. But let's change this and put Jin back on the screen, and you can change the way it looks. Let's, in terms of how I have to change time of day. How dirty he is.
Oh yes, as in whether he's covered in mud or blood.
Or yeah.
I don't think I ever really used that.
The mud one, no. The mud one, I'm sure I never used.
Sometimes you can, because if you've rolled in mud, you're already muddy, and if you turn it off here, then you reset it. I thought what you were going to say was that you can change his facial expressions, which you can, but it's easily the weakest point of the entire photo mode.
Yeah.
His eyes never move; they're just vacantly staring forward, and it's kind of like minimal change to his face. But
this is the facial expression that he uses on most. Okay, let's go. I want a nice headband.
Of course. Are you trying to show his face?
Yeah.
Some of the, I think probably one of the strongest points of it is the optics, by the way. Like the actual way the camera renders lens effects. I think even for Infamous, Sucker Punch do a really incredible job with the depth of field.
What are the chances that I will get a standoff?
Oh, okay.
I don't remember.
Don't do it before he goes. Good. Nice. Go on then. It's hop into photo mode in the middle of the action.
Okay.
It's very dark, by the way. Can we make it daytime?
Yes, we can, because this photo mode is good. I'm just saying that every photo mode that doesn't let you turn into daytime on a whim, it's bad.
Now, another thing here, by the way.
It's counter light.
It's what?
It's against the light. So any time of day will be...
But isn't this because of the weather?
It's clear.
Oh, I thought it was thundery before.
So, you have... Another thing is you have weather effects. Clear, fog, heavy fog. Sunbreak, overcast, rainy. Snow, heavy rain or snow, and thunder. And thunder... There's the trick to catch lightning, and I think you were the first one that I remember talking about it. But
I don't know whether it's the first to ever do it. There's no claim on that, but I remember writing the little instruction of how to do it. So can you do it?
Let's. I don't know.
It requires a bit of speed, so it's basically about, it doesn't matter. Just go where you can see the sky. So what you want to do is turn off the world animation first. It's already off, so that's fine. Now go change the weather to the one before thunder, and then back onto thunder. And I think you hear the thunder noise. Then just go back to the animation. Now if you look, I think it's square is reset, right?
Yeah.
So you just, with your D-pad, turn it on, and then with square, turn it off. And it should enable the animation, which does a lightning bolt, and then you turn it off to freeze it on screen.
I think it was there.
So just, now, to redo it, you've got to go back to the weather and change it off thunder, back onto thunder, and then toggle the animation again.
Wait. It's the opposite. So... When I press square, it goes back to...
What's the default? On or off?
On.
Okay, so just do square, then do the D-pad to turn it off again. But you just toggle between those two buttons.
It was there.
Yeah. I never quite got to the bottom of what determines where in the sky the lightning will be, because sometimes like that they're really distant, and other ones you can get a massive one that's really close by, and they're always fun to use, like the fox picture, for example. I also have one that it was inspired by Raiden,
like with the hat and yeah. But the fox one is probably that was a nice one. Okay.
So now, if you just go to the field of view, and if you, I can't remember if it's field of view or focal length on this one. What is the setting?
I think it's.
I'm going to guess it's focal length because they use camera terms.
It is focal length.
So focal length is up to 300 mil. So yeah, there you go. Now you can bring it in just by virtue of compressing the scene. So you can make that appear a lot closer to you. And here you can show off another one of the added features, which was the sword glint. Because it was a bit weird that this is a thing from samurai movies. You always get that flash of light on the blade. And I think they even do it in the intro to the game.
They do. It's really weird that they do it and they never added it.
Well, they did, but not originally.
Not originally, yeah.
But now you can turn on the sword glint. Yeah, there you go. Bit of a lightning rod.
Can I? That's another thing that every time of day, anything that isn't intensity lets you go around.
Oh yeah, just loop. Yeah, I always think that.
So now, if I turn this to the minimum, you can see like the sword glint is really cool. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, it also depends on what angle you're viewing it, I think, as to how much of it you catch, does it? Come.
It's so weird to control this. I'm sorry.
Because you're used to a different one.
Yeah.
Your sword's dirty. Now does toggling the blood clean his sword? Yeah. No.
I could just turn the instead of going. Okay. It cleans you up.
Yeah, but not the sword.
But not the sword.
That's fine. But yeah, like I think it's one of those photo mods that's really well suited to the game and to the game world.
It was clearly a photo mode that took the game that it is on as a basis, instead of just let's add the simplest tools of every photo mode and that will be it. Yeah,
exactly. And it makes such a difference. It actually makes a difference in the type of content people create with it, because they engage more with the game and the style of the game when they've got tools that, like this, embracing the wind and the weather and even the clouds. You can move the clouds. You can add the sword glint. It's things that are part of the game and lets you sort of manipulate them in your shots. Whereas when it's just, like you say, a straight up, here's a camera, you get what you get and that's it. But you could tell it wasn't just, like you say, it wasn't just an afterthought by any stretch. It feels like it was built with the game, if that makes sense. Like it was developed in parallel with the game.
Yeah. Okay, I will try.
Is one thing for lightning again?
Not. I wasn't going to do the lightning.
Go on, what
it was going to be the clouds.
Yep. So it's like a massive, like 10,000 steps, I think. You can move them for so long. And I'm pretty sure you can hide the UI and do it. So you can have the animation of the environment, or you're floating. That's a no-no.
That's present in most games.
Yeah, but even if it happens, I always change the perspective so it doesn't look like you're floating. I hate having a foot off the ground. One thing that was a bit weak in Tsushima was the water looks nice, certainly from above. Yeah. But if you put the camera into the water, it's gone.
Yeah.
There is no water. It's just basically a layer. It's like a thin film.
Okay.
So what are you aiming for here?
What
do you think of the filters, by the way? I quite like that one. That one with
the maple.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this one in certain situations. The samurai in certain situations is fun to use, like for silhouettes or more like action shots, but you want to give that impact. Like certain games give you, old school games give you that when you do a finisher.
Oh yeah.
So you can do that with the Samurai Red, and I like the maple ones. There is a specific. Is there fast travel?
Yes, there's fast travel. You go to the campfires.
I want to say. Oh, I can fast travel during combat. I'm still in combat. Because I wanted to go.
That's to stop you cheating and running away from tough battles. Don't know whether it's probably not something you want to take on the challenge for now, and it's right at the top of the photo mode. I think it's its first option, and it's one of its most novel things. What was it called? Camera movement.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Which you can set a sequence of camera positions, and it will follow them around on a track.
I kind of hate you right now because I suck at that. I was trying.
Do it really roughly, just to show that it can go further away and then behind him or something. But there's been a few other games have got it. Warframe's got it. Quite a complicated one. Kenna Bridge of Spirits added it as part of
the
the anniversary update that they added the lighting.
Yeah.
They added a camera track on that. And Sifu has got like an incredible one in the video editor, because that's all about making movie sequences.
The Sifu one, I heard that they added it. I never knew about the one in Canada.
It's a fairly basic one. You can kind of, I think you can track it between two positions and possibly set some sort of curvature to it. I can't remember exactly how it works now. But I don't think it had a huge range in the end.
Okay.
This one, there's a bit of a trick to how fast the camera moves. Depends on how far apart your points are.
Okay, if we are doing it, is there a limit to it?
I want to say 7 for some reason, but I'm not sure why.
How do I play the flute?
You can play the flute if you want.
Okay, I was asking how to.
How? It's D-pad, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So.
I can't remember what the controls are for the camera movement. It should tell you on the.
We will be not only doing it, but we are going to do it in style. Okay.
Okay. This is the finale then. This is the finale of the episode. Let's see what happens.
It's going to be horrible. I never use that tool. Never, ever, ever. I might have like put one and then the second didn't understood how it worked.
Yeah.
And then I just gave up.
I did a really slow, short one going down the sword blade.
I love that one. Yeah.
Do you know what? I hate that I do stuff like that as one-offs, and really I should do more of them, and I never end up going back and doing more.
Those do really well on Instagram and on.
You're gonna say TikTok, aren't you?
Yeah. Okay, I love the ginkgo one in here.
Yep.
I really like how how it makes it pop in this section of the
again, the filters are like tailor made for environments, areas of the environment in the game, instead of just being generic color overlays or whatever. They're really well suited.
So
come on,
in theory,
work up to it. What's the theory?
Don't distract me. Don't.
Come on, don't worry about the technicalities of the shot right now. We want to get the camera positioning. Are we going for a slow pan?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we swinging around as well or not?
Right now, I just want to do this. How do I now
play animation? Whatever button that says. I can't see the thing. Is it square? I mean, X.
Triangle.
I couldn't see the icons. I could just see some text.
Okay, so
did it work?
It did work.
Okay. It's not the most inspiring camera path you've come up with.
I know. I'm.
He's just gone off screen.
Okay, it's a lot. I just wanted to see if I could make it work.
Yeah, it works.
Okay. Reset this.
You can reset it, yeah. I think you could go to one and work from there as well, if that makes sense. Like you can adjust one of the positions.
Sword,
we never have a sword.
We never did the. This will be so weird, but we never did this. The facial expressions.
Yeah, they're not great.
I like that the kissing one is the best to
for the flute.
Okay, now with the sword. Is there... I can't remember how to change the stances. But let's do it like this. This will be horrible. Why are you making me do this?
Oh. I mean, it didn't take too much encouragement.
Well, I didn't want people to be disappointed in the comments.
Yeah.
You didn't talk about the stamps, but they are here. They are like stickers.
Yes, and I think they deserve some credit, actually. I'm not that keen on those ones, those with the character overlays, because there's not much use for them. But the ones that are like stylized script and things,
yeah,
they're really nice.
You mean... And the thing is, they added more of those with the characters and whatever. But the one with Ghost of Tsushima in it is really cool. Like, yeah, I like that. I usually don't like the logo being so big, but I like it on this one.
The one thing they don't have at all is any resize or placement. Yeah. And I think if you'd have added a scale, as in scalability of it and free positioning, they'd have been brilliant.
Okay,
so
everything is...
Is this another... Right, this is it now. You've had a practice run. And when this animation ends, the episode ends. So make it good. We're starting off behind the character, off his right shoulder. We've got some turning as well now. We're panning and swinging it around. How many camera positions are we up to? About 8, 9. Are we going to...
I'm going to use them all.
Zoom in. I don't know if it responded. I can't remember now if it responded. If you set a different focal length. I'm not sure if it does. I think
we will
does.
test that out.
See, like that there where the swing speed changed I would end up spending hours trying to get each step exactly the same size so that the camera motion is a smooth sweep. It needs some assistance kind of there.
You wanted to test this, right?
Yeah, as to whether... I think in this one, it will just do the whole thing in the focal length that you leave it on.
Yeah.
But certain other ones, like I said, see-through.
Oh, no.
Is it moving? Oh, yeah, okay.
No. It just breaks. It breaks on that point.
Yeah. Oh,
it breaks to this one.
The end.
Yeah. It jumps immediately to the end. Okay, let's try one last time.
Another one?
No, not another one. Okay, we can try the last time. At the end of this one, we finish the episode.
Right.
This is the one, yeah. Don't talk to me. Okay. I'm really focused.
It doesn't aid the audio only listeners though to just do it quietly. So. Okay, we've swept around. We're coming in to see Jin's lack of emotion.
This.
Where are we going? Oh, detail on the threads.
It went wrong.
You've got no. This is it. This is the end.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think of this animation.
It sucks. It sucks. What I wanted to do, but
Bye.
Bye.